The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
It's Victory Monday, Cowboy Nation, and welcome to the Players Lounge, sponsored by Tostitos, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys. You are rocking with the best. I'm Heckma Harrison. He's Danny McCray, and that's 42.
Yes, sir.
I'm 42.
Yes.
Barry Church.
It's official, too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's official.
It is. Hey, man, 73. 73 up in here. 73 up in here. It's Victory Monday, man, and I'm feeling good. I'm not going to let the devil steal my joy. Nobody is going to tell me that victory didn't mean anything. So if you came in here with that, y'all had the week off, I'm ready. All smoke.
You sure?
We smoke.
You sure, man?
So you ready to come in here and say that win, it showed you something?
What? We won.
I'm asking you.
It showed me, one, that Tony Pollard is ready to grab the mantles and be that running back that you need him to. You see that run by Tony Pollard?
He was frustrated.
Did you see that? I'm talking about, boy, I said, is that the ghost? Is that the ghost on the field?
What's the record?
Barbarian? I'm telling you what. Is that the boy? Did you come on now? I said it last week. I said, look, we talk about Rico Dowdle. Who needed to show up in this game? Tony Pollard did. Come on, fellas. Don't do this. Don't be a Debbie Downer on Victory Monday, man.
I'm not saying he played bad, bro. I'm just saying
hard.
I think he runs hard all the time. I don't think he had an opportunity to get through the hole. He made a big time play, but he had 12 carries?
That's it.
12.
I mean, he had like four catches.
4 catches.
No, so I mean, what we talked about was, hey, is he going to be that? Hey, man, I'm going to carry the team 20, 25 carries. Is there a possibility for him to get there? And I said, I like him with the 12 and 15.
You did.
12 and 15 carries. I think that is the sweet spot for Tony Pollard, and I think he's going to have a lot of explosive plays if you keep him in that 12 to 15 range. And you saw, 12 carries, big time run.
I still don't understand the, series on, series off type deal. I mean, like I still believe that the man needs to be like, look, if I'm tired, I'm tapping out. Like I seen him the one time go like this. He was like,
one time, yes.
Hey, Church, I saw him a few times. I saw him a few times. He tapped the head. Yeah.
So he was good.
He turned around, he do his little handshake.
He might have took a rough little hit, But
he shake the shoulders and get out of there.
Use him more, though. I feel like you can still.
Wait a minute.
Hey, that neck thing on the head.
He adjusted.
Superpowers.
Well, y'all ain't right, man.
They need to but I still feel though they not using him to his full potential, in my opinion. Yes, he ran some hard yards out there. You could tell he was frustrated on that touchdown run.
Yes.
So he was like, nah, I can't. I got to get in there. And he ran through some cats, ran over Xavier Woods, former Cowboy, dragged him into the end zone. So it was a strong run, but I still feel like they can get him the rock a little bit more. I mean, in the passing game, like you can have plays where he's targeted, not just like, oh, I'm running out of time, let me dump it off to Pollard.
Exactly.
Like there's some things you can do to still have him out there explosive because if we looking at the game, I mean, it was 17-10 in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. And that's when the run happened.
This is why I'm confused on why you come here talking about this game showed you something. And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
It showed my. Come on, look at. Okay, stop. One thing at a time.
Let's go. Let's do that.
Maybe I jumped out the cake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me go back.
All right.
Rewind. How was your weekend? Are you good? Are you good?
I didn't even start.
That's what I messed it up. Are you good, Danny McCray?
Let me be clear about how my weekend went, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Both my fantasy football teams won this weekend, okay? The Bayou Bank. I don't care if they was playing Georgia State, Georgia Southern, whoever it was, okay? The man went out there and did 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 5 throws. He went out there and had a day. Mm-hmm. Cowboys won. Mm-hmm. Family time was had. So my weekend was great.
There you go.
Well, ditto. Can't even say nothing about that. That was bad. Cowboys win. I don't know. LSU did their thing. Toledo, top 25 in the country right now. Hey,
What's going on with
$25, you might get this $42. But
hey.
But Cowboys won. It was a good weekend. Good weekend, man.
Now both my schools won.
So here we go.
Yeah, both my schools won and my team won. So yes, we good.
But it's not. You got to watch the game tonight to see how your whole weekend.
What do you mean?
Okay,
What do you mean?
because I know what you really want to happen. I know what you want to happen.
You do.
And that can spoil your weekend tonight. If the Eagles go out there and pull out a win against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's gonna spoil your weekend.
I picked the
No, you picked them because you picking with your head and your heart.
That's about the third time you done did this year, too, man. Hey, your other boys, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, when I do it, it's your other boys.
Yeah.
He done picked them every time this season.
I don't know,
Let's
man.
pump brakes here. All right, it's time to pump some brakes. What I did in the offseason, I said, I can't go through a whole season like this. I got to be practical. I'm
Makes
over here
sense.
with, come on, man.
Makes
Emmy winners, ex-players, all of that. I got to think these things through. Otherwise, people think I'm crazy. So, I've been doing pretty good on my Eagles. So I've been doing pretty good on my Eagles picks.
That's true.
But, man, look, y'all not going to talk about them. We're not going to talk about them yet. What we're going to do is we're going to break down this offense.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to break down this defense. And I want to, first of all, it was a great weekend of football, as you guys just said, but on Sunday in Carolina, Cowboys take the field, heavily favored, even announced that Jimmy Johnson going into the Ring of Honor. Let's go. That's what we're going to talk about that as well. But the offense, guys, if y'all have to admit, got off to a slow start.
Yeah.
It is.
It was a slow day.
Yeah, it was a slow day. All right, but all in all, you did not get the same results from CeeDee Lamb, but I thought it was a concerted effort to try and get guys the ball. Jalen Tolbert, golly, he got.
How many turnovers he got? He hasn't been complaining.
See, and as you continue speaking, all right, now you can kind of. This is why I'm feeling the way that I'm, and we'll get to it. But it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So, I mean, with that being said, it was an overall effort. It took parts. It took every part of this team to pull out this victory. And you saw some splashes, definitely on defense with the sack strip. You saw your man. I don't know how you keep getting this right, but Daron Bland did his thing once and again. But offensively, for Dak Prescott, no turnovers. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Nah, you're right about that. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, we all understand, as the cliche goes, anything can happen on any given Sunday, all that good stuff. But offensively, when you look at it, that defense, I feel like they should have shredded them apart. Like, they actually had one of those games like he did against the Giants. But, it happened. And they were able to play a little bit better than I thought they would. But offensively, Dak took care of the football, 2 touchdowns out there. You rarely saw the ball in harm's way, which is a good sign for the Dallas Cowboys going forward. Because if you got that defense on the other side, if you take care of the football, you're always going to have an opportunity to win games out there. So I like that part of it. CeeDee Lamb, he spread the ball around to all the receivers, even at tight end. So like you said, it was a concerned effort out there. And running the football wise, I think they ended up total with over 100 combined with him. And
yes, it was 107.
107.
27, 107.
Like I said, I would still like to see Pollard, get a little bit more involved, not just, running the football, but, just have some screen plays up for him so he can get going that way. But to me, man, when you look at it, I don't know where I want to put this win. Like, I'm glad it was a good win overall, but I don't know where I want to put it as far as, am I concerned? Do I still feel like they're the top dogs in the NFC when you put them in that tier with San Francisco? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it was a good win overall. I mean, the penalties were down, and Carolina did what losing teams do. I mean, when you talk about the penalties out there that extended these drives, especially in a red zone, like, what are you doing? You're number 96 for the Panthers. My man.
Is that dude who pushed Turpin?
Yes, Turpin was chilling, not even involved. And you just, out of nowhere, let me get this extra shove in here, and then act surprised when the flag went up. I mean, so losing teams do things to lose games, and that's exactly what Carolina did, and the Cowboys were able to take advantage.
Yeah, listen, it was 17-10 going into the fourth. So, coming into the game, the conversation was, okay, when they played New York, what we expected to happen, all right? And it wouldn't make me feel any better about it because we knew what New York was and what they were going through at the time, okay? We watched Carolina play against Chicago the week before.
Might have been a right.
No, it was Chicago beat them, and then it helped them get a better draft pick, right? We watched the Chicago Bears without Justin Fields, right? So we watched that game, right? So when we come into the week, I'm like, you know what? All right, we should do the same thing to this squad. No matter how good they play, right? If we come out and we play the game that we're supposed to play, this game shouldn't be close. All right, and we were coming off a week where Brandon Cooks had all the targets, all the catches. We saw CeeDee Lamb on 150 for the third game straight. We saw all these things, and I said, I need to see this continuously throughout the season, through the rest of the season, for me to feel comfortable about us going into the playoffs. Because what happens when we get into playing those real teams, the real competition, is our offense gets stagnant. They get stagnant, right? You don't see the explosive plays. You see a lot of short throws. You can't figure out a way to get into the end zone. And then sometimes when the defense isn't playing from ahead, right, and not able to get those sacks, that's when that becomes an issue. And I still need to see more in order to believe that is no longer an issue. Because right now I don't. All right. Okay. Yeah, we went out. We were efficient. We ran the ball. Tony Pollard, he had a big time run. He had 61 total yards. Yeah. Brandon Cooks had another 3 targets. He had less targets than Jalen Tolbert. And I seen Jalen Tolbert getting targeted in one-on-one like way too many times for me to feel comfortable with what we will possibly see in the future moving throughout the season. So, yes, we got the win. Like, even if we blew them out, wasn't going to make me feel that much better about it. It's about how we won and then who we got involved in the game. I don't feel like we did enough to get our big-time players involved and continue the momentum that we had last week against the Giants.
So tell me if I'm wrong. If good teams are supposed to go in and handle their business against bad teams. You get it how you get it. Yeah. All right. If it's by one, whatever, but you go in and you handle your business versus the bad teams. And the Cowboys have shown you as of late, obviously we ran into the Arizonas of the world, but the 2 big teams that we ran into, obviously what you're talking, that's what you're talking from. Yeah. That standpoint of you can't, when you play the upper echelon guys, you can't be 2 or 4 in the red zone. You gotta execute. You gotta score when it's there for you. Limit the penalties, which we did in this game, but the distribution of the ball, for me, what I was watching was the calls that Mike McCarthy was making. They were safe. We didn't see a lot of stretching the field. But at the same time, Dak was taking what the defense was giving. I never felt like we were in any danger of losing this game. Am I wrong? Did you ever feel like, okay, there's a momentum shift happening in this game?
No, I didn't feel that, but I watched the Texans game last year when Houston came here, and it was one of those games where it was like it's dangerously close, right? We know we better than this squad, but it's dangerously close, and Dak had to come out at the end of the game and make a game-winning drive, and going into the fourth quarter would have been 17-10. Without Carolina going out there having all these crazy penalties, it's a lot closer than it should have been for a Carolina team where I think we should have went out there and stomped them out. Yeah. All right? But we didn't. And it happens. We've been on a run. We won. I don't want to sound salty. We ain't apologizing for winning the game.
Never do that.
Right? Never do that. I just know what's coming for us, like up in with our upcoming schedule, right? I know that December is going to be tough. I know that even Thursday, however the Commanders look, it is a divisional game, and the Seattle Seahawks found that out this week when they played against the Rams. It's divisional. It don't matter who you are. You just got to go in there and, put your best foot forward. So I just want to see more because I know that our schedule is getting tougher moving through the end of the season.
Then let's flip over to the other side of the ball, because I think that you can look at it 2 ways for the defense. Defense dominated the line of scrimmage as far as getting to the passer. All right, seven sacks, a pick 6. Another
pick 6. Chosen by. It's only one person in here on this podcast when we did the pod picks that picked Daron Bland to be the guy be the guy who gets the first defensive touchdown against the squad. Hey,
Danny,
I got Lipke too, by the way. So so I know Nostradamus over there.
It took all the mojo.
Way to go out on the limb. Way to go out on a limb.
Are you mad because you did it?
Yes, I am. Of course.
So I wouldn't play the hot note. You mad because you did not. Congratulations to me.
I am. Congratulations to you. And you get a sack strip.
That's right.
I mean, as a defense, other than those, obviously you're going to point to the rushing yards and say that the Carolina Panthers got way too much on the ground. But it was a bend, don't break style of defense. They didn't allow a rushing touchdown either. but that's the version of your defense that you want to see as far as being able to pass rush.
Yeah, no, they were getting after it. They were getting after those guys. You got the big bazooka.
Come on.
Once again, he came back in 3 sacks, I believe. He had in
Two
this
and a
game.
half.
2.5. Oh, they gave that half to Kurt.
They did.
Wow.
I don't know.
I jumped on the pile right there. Wow.
2.5. That was
Man.
a trip, but okay.
But no, Bazooka, he played his butt off out there, like you said. 2.5 sacks. The defense as a whole, yeah, they got a little bit gas. You wouldn't like to see that, especially against the Carolina Panthers, going against, Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard. Combined, those two weren't doing anything all season long. So to come in this game and they had a little bit of success against the Dallas Cowboys, you don't like to see that because those teams that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to play going in the future, they're going to try to exploit that. That's one thing I don't understand about teams when they go against the Cowboys. Like, why you give up on the run so quick? I just don't understand that. And they put the ball back in Bryce Young's hands over there, and that fell right into Dan Quinn's lap because that's what you love to see when you're Dan Quinn. 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 10s. The first half, what made it close was offensively the Carolina Panthers, there was a lot of 3rd and manageables. Mm-hmm. There was 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2s, 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s.
Where Thielen is.
And Thielen was able to kill on those covert routes, and you saw that. They were able to take advantage by getting the ball out of Bryce's hands quick. When you go to the second half and you're in those 3rd and 8s now, 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 12s, it feeds right into this defensive lap because those guys feed off of those one-on-one opportunities that Parsons is creating for those guys. In the first half, he went off. And then they started double-teaming him. Then here comes D-Law. Here comes Dorrance Armstrong, Fowler, the crew. So they got to eat off of that and made life a living, for Bryce Young back there in the pocket. So the defense did a great job. We talked about Daron Bland. I mean, the guy's arguably a top 3 corner in the now. I'm talking about this year. I ain't talking about body of work, but this year he's a top 3 corner.
Save it because
we're going to talk about it. Okay.
We'll talk about it in the second half because I want
right.
to break him down for sure. But just overall, anybody else in that secondary besides Daron Bland that stuck out to you?
I think everybody else just did a solid job. Safeties, I feel like they did a good job coming down in run support in the second half. They were able to kind of get things going out there. Gilmore didn't really see his name at all, so that's a good thing for a corner, knowing that you ain't really getting targeted like that. So I just think overall they played well, but it was hard to grade the secondary when Bryce Young's back there, 1, 2, 3. What am I going to do? Oh, man, I'm going down. Like, there was no opportunity for him to do that, but that's why rush and cover work together so well, and that's what the Cowboys do defensively. Amazing.
What do you think about the defense?
Listen, I mean, the 4.8 to carry, 5.7 to carry about you. Like, it's disappointing. And this is all because I'm looking forward into the season. Mm-hmm. If I'm looking at just this game, I don't care. All right, our defense went out there. We played. When you play with the lead, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They let the dogs out, okay? Right. And Micah came out there. Shout out to that C4 scoop that he was taking out there. Because it worked. I mean, his get-off was crazy.
Yeah, that's C4.
His get-off.
Undefeated. C4 undefeated.
But that's the guy, the announcer was saying, man, looks like he's drinking jet fuel.
Hey,
he
was. I'm telling you, I would take that pre-workout stuff before, and you catch the wrong one, they be having your hands all jittery.
You start itching and stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
you be juiced. I'm talking about amped up, and you could tell he was amped up, man. I'm talking about his get off was crazy, and he went out there and he made sure that they put his name back into the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. But we will talk about who may need to be in that conversation.
But we talked about it last week, and the conversation, the whole topic was how do we get the bazooka back in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. And we all said it. He need a game like this, a multiple sack game where he comes in and completely dominates the line of scrimmage, and also the other guys are able to get off. As you were talking about, we saw Tank get a sack.
He did. Cleaned it up.
We saw Sam Williams come through and get a sack. Guys are really taking advantage of their opportunity playing with Micah, and that's what you guys have been talking about all along. Like, look, if you have double, triple team on number 11, then some of y'all guys, somebody got to win, and you're starting to see that with this Dallas Cowboys defense.
Hey, I'm sorry. Not to cut you off, I want to just give a shout out to Sam Williams because he got a penalty, but when you talk about a guy that is bought in and going to make sure that he does whatever they ask him to do. The dude out there playing gunner. He trying to block punts. He playing defense. It's hard to get guys who have that type of talent and know that they probably fit on the defensive line somewhere because they are able to starting defensive line or in the rotation because they know what type of talent they have and what type of impact they can have on the game. To get a guy like that, right, who doesn't believe himself to be a core special teamer, to go out there and play gunner.
Bought in.
Gunners usually safeties, cornerbacks, receivers. This dude, I see him running up the sideline with a double 10. He coming back in. Big.
He's 260.
Yeah, bro, it's like,
65.
I just want to give him a shout out, because like that's the type of guys that you need on your team, especially when it's nut cutting time and you need your big time players to get out there and put pressure on guys.
So what we gonna do about Bell in the box, man? Look, the guys. Don't get me wrong. The guy is a hell of a player when you got him in there as far as a dime package, and it's third in passing yardage, and you got to go out there and he's guarding these Ecklers of the world and tight ends, and he's spying on Hurts. Heck of a player. But when you talk about lining up first, second down in that box, y'all saw it. I ain't the only one that saw this, man. They was check 14. They running straight at 14 every single time, and it's not his fault, man. The guy's 210, 215 going against 300 pounders in there. You're going to get moved, especially since you can't cut offensive linemen anymore.
Yeah.
I like the wrinkle he did last week with Evans, but we didn't see any of them. We didn't see any of Evans. He had Bell in there for the majority of the time, man. And it kind of worries me because it's like we fall into this trap. Oh, he can get it done. He can get it done because teams are falling behind and they got to pass the ball, and that's what he specializes in the box. I love that for him. But when you go against, like we always talk about, the teams that are physical and understand that the ground game is a part of their game, Philly, San Francisco, but you can't have him in the box. It ain't gonna work.
So you're saying that these stat numbers that say Marquise Bell, leading tackler in the game, 10 tackles, 6 solo tackles. Most of those were, hey, I'm grabbing hold.
You saw the tape. You saw the tape, bro. Like,
oh man, he did it. He did his thing. And I think it also when you talk about the running game of Carolina, how they were able to pick up those big yardage on first down. That changed the game for him as well on the down and distance that Dan Quinn likes to bring him in on. Yeah. He was coming in on some short yardage situations also, but you're right, man. Undersized and teams are starting to run right at him.
What you're gonna see is more of those stunts in those games in front of him. When he starts coming down in the box, you're gonna see defensive end going into the B gap, defensive tackle going into the A gap, so he can play more on the outside. I think Dan Quinn's gonna have some adjustments for it. But he's fighting in there, though.
He is.
He have a rough go at it sometimes. He be in there fighting. That's all I can say, man. They ask him to go down there and make a play. And the thing is, it's real positive when you get teams that aren't going to run the ball like that.
You're going to eat then.
Yeah, right. So a lot of times you are going. Well, hopefully you'll be playing from ahead with the lead, or you'll be playing the teams with the spread offense, and then that's when it's going to be real helpful for him. But overall, I think he's been playing pretty well.
Fellas, let's take our first break. And when we come back, we got to talk about this guy, man, number 26, man. Something's going on with him. We got to figure out where the awards need to lie. I think we already got him in the Pro Bowl for sure. But coming up next here on the Players Lounge.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The Salvation Army's 27th annual Red Kettle Kickoff returns to AT&T Stadium this Thanksgiving. Get excited to watch the one and only Dolly Parton rock the stage during halftime when your Dallas Cowboys go head-to-head with the Washington Commanders. Tune in at 3:30 p.m. on CBS. Back here in the Taj Mahal of football.
How old is Dolly?
Man, I don't know. You know, I do not be disrespectful to even guess like that.
That's when I was at the game on Saturday, right? The Tennessee game. Dolly Parton, you talking about?
Yeah, Dolly Parton. How old is Dolly Parton?
Yeah, I don't know, 70 maybe.
No, I'm just like, you know.
I think she's in her 80s.
80s?
Yeah, bro, to be doing a show, like, you know what I'm saying? To pray to be able to still be able to get up there and do that type of stuff when you're there. Yeah.
Hey, Chris Beam, you're a Dolly Parton fan. How old is Dolly?
She's 77.
77.
My bad. See, that's what I said. I'll be guessing ass.
Oh, well, I didn't guess. I asked you. You didn't have to guess. You didn't have to guess. Nobody made
She's still doing the thing. 77 doing your thing.
Yeah, y'all go out there and see Dolly Parton
Shout
on
out to
Thursday,
Dolly.
man. Yeah, I'll be eating turkey and ham, all the rest of that good stuff on Thursday. Well, and you'll be eating Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
And
casserole.
green beans.
Casserole. Some casserole.
Yeah.
Little,
Hate to see it.
2 years back to back, man. Thanksgiving is a struggle. It is a struggle. Let's get into somebody that's not struggling, and that's Daron Bland. I gotta say this, man. My man Danny, you from the beginning for a long time now. You've been the guy that has said Daron Bland, y'all better figure out what's going on with 26 because this guy can play. Even when he was playing nickel last year, he was like, look, we may not be missing J. Lou like that. He better hurry up and get back. Was what we're talking about.
The only reason
you might want to heal up.
That, you know, and that's football too, man. That's how crazy that is. If this doesn't happen to Trayvon Diggs and he done suffer that injury, then Daron Bland is still playing nickelback. Mm-hmm. And you never really know how great he can be. Like, you know, he can be good on the outside. At this point, he's great on the outside, playing the outside cornerback position. And you just don't know that. Unless this happens. So, like, you know, silver lining, blessing in the sky, like whatever you want to call it. Like a lot of times players get those opportunities because of injuries. Mm-hmm. Me and you.
Exactly. That's how we slid in there.
So shout out to Daron Bland, but you are right. I did watch the film on him, you know, because you know he had a few rough plays, and just what I saw from him, you know, watching the tape, I was like, he press technique good, feet good. When he plays off, he's playing to bait you into making those big time to make you make a mistake. Mm-hmm. So sometimes he's going to give up the catch on that when he's playing off coverage, but a lot of times he's going to get interceptions, and now we know that he's usually when he gets it, he's taking it for a pick six. So shout out to Daron Bland.
Nah, he's doing his thing, man. I don't think people realize how hard it is to go from inside corner to outside corner. I mean, that's a heck of a transition, even for a veteran out there. And this guy's only in his second year, and he's able to make that transition seamless. And he's out there balling. And when you talk about, like, this dude, another thing that's people don't realize, the receiver, he's outside leverage on this interception I'm talking about. The receiver's going all the way on the other side of the field. I mean, it's almost impossible to guard that when you're outside leverage. Not only does he have it in his hip pocket, but he cuts the guy off at the impasse when the ball's there. He cuts him off, intercepts it, loses his feet, got the intelligence to get up, touchdown.
Man, thank you for pointing that out.
It's ridiculous,
I think anybody
man.
else that's watching that may not even understand what kind of ball skills it takes for a dude to make a play like that.
And that's and most guys, when that situation, you outside leverage, you're trailing the receiver, you're going to get that one hand on the hip and the other hand going to reach across and just bat the ball off. That's considered a great play. If you're able to do that, get a bat down on that. For him to be able to cut in front of that, reach in, two-hand, intercept that, that was clinic tape. I mean, you can get no better than that. I mean, the technique he used to go across the field, we call it jet streaming, when you're right behind the receiver and you just trailing everything he does, and at the slightest impasse, you take that opportunity and jump in front of it and pick it. I mean, that's just awesome gameplay right there.
I'd like to point this out while we're talking about Daron Bland as well. When you watch that, you see a player that is able to learn from his mistakes, because he made that same move, I believe it was against San Francisco, and he was just a little short. They end up catching it, and Ayuk end up catching it. And this time, I'm talking about perfect position, right? You don't make that play. You don't go for that risk, that gamble, unless you are also in position to make the tackle, right? Because if not, then you see what happened with San Francisco, and he learned. And that's what good players do. Hey, man, I ain't going to make that mistake again. I'm making this play this time. And went out there and turned it into a pick six.
Let me ask y'all this, man. I mean, because you guys have seen really be college, the Honey Badger, LSU. Just guys that are just ball hawks. It just seemed like they're all Charles Woodson. You are a dude. Put the ball in the air if you want to. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take it to the house. I'm not just going to intercept it. I'm going to intercept this and take it to the house. He has 4 pick sixes on the season. And, I mean, 1 time is lucky, 2 times, all right. 3 times, whoa.
You that guy.
4 times, that's just who you are.
Man. Yeah.
That's just who you are. And right now, he's impacting the game. We talked about against the Philadelphia Eagles when Slim Reaper burned him on a fade ball. Yeah. It took a hell of a...
I'm finna say he didn't burn him. I got you.
No, I had to agree with you.
Okay,
I had to agree with you that it was a hell of a throw, that got him the touchdown, but... You're not seeing him in positions where receivers are taking advantage of this guy. Every time 26 is showing up, he's showing up making a solid play. When he doesn't make the solid play, just like you just said, what does he do? He comes back, he atones for it, and he makes a play on the ball. Like, have y'all seen a guy like this having the kind of season like this?
Yeah,
the Diggs.
Ooh, come on,
that's why I gotta say this, man. We gotta give a huge shout out to Al Harris Jr. and I believe Joe Wood Jr. over there in the secondary. Because when you look at it, when they got their hands on these DBs, I mean, the game is just night and day. You look at Diggs from his rookie year to his second year, 11 picks out there, just a bona fide stud at the corner spot. You look at Daron Bland, who, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, I mean, you could do the research and all that stuff, but I don't think he was a big interceptor. Like, he was out getting a lot of picks in college. I don't believe so. You come in here and he's 11 picks in your first 2 years? It's outstanding. So, granted, those guys are talented guys. Diggs and Bland, unbelievable talent. But you got to give some credit to the coaches as well, because those guys, I mean, they got the whole secondary playing well out there. So, got to give a huge shout out to them guys as well.
But putting in context what you're saying about Diggs in 2021, it had been 40 years since Everson Walls did it in 1981.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so even last year, I don't think we understood. Daron Bland led the team in interceptions last year with 5.
From the nickel.
And what was the worry around here going into the offseason? We were still talking about quarterback. Do you still come on, the front office can't lie to me and tell me that they knew that this is what it was. Because you went out and you signed Gilly.
Yeah, you did.
But at the same...
Thank God you did.
No, I'm going to say at the same time, for however good... he was last year at the nickel position, you still look at being able to go get a guy like Gilly and say, if I have all 3 of these guys,
oh my goodness,
then I feel very comfortable about where I am defensively. Like, you feel comfortable now, but just imagine how much more comfortable you'll be feeling with a guy who could take the ball away like that at the nickel position, a guy who could take the ball away like that at the corner position, and a former defensive player. Like, just imagine having that. So, you don't know Daron Bland's going to be that good, but you do know that he is going to be good, and at some point he'll be playing outside corner. It just came a little earlier than expected. That's all. Because he ain't going back. He ain't going back. He ain't going back, dog. He's stuck.
So 2 INTs at Fresno State his senior year. That's it.
So I'm saying, like, you can get to the pros and you doing it like this. I mean, it's
man. It has to be coaching, man. But another guy that not to bring down here a little bit, but Zach Martin. Okay, our offensive line has had their struggles. They haven't given up any sacks though. All right,
that's true.
But we have.
Wait, he didn't get one yesterday? No, you didn't. No,
shout out to Dak been using his legs, which is no. It's great that he's doing that because it does help his offensive line now, and it happens around the league. But yes, they didn't give up any sacks.
So, but we've been seeing a little leakage.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Church's been seeing a lot of leakage.
So if you say the eye in the sky don't lie, what has it been saying, BC?
And it's tough to really put your finger on it when you think about it. And this is why I said, I believe Smith, the younger Smith, is probably your best offensive lineman when we talked about it last week. When you look at what they're doing out there, Tyron Smith, him not practicing during the weeks, if they still got that game plan going, hey, keep it going because he looked outstanding out there. He ain't giving up nothing out there. You know, the younger Smith, Tyler Smith, penalties aren't a huge thing for him now. You see when they're running the football well, they're going to that left side behind him. He's a bulldozer, and that's what we understand he does. And I think he's an unbelievable guard. He can do both, just like Daron Bland, guard and tackle. Your center position, Biotish, I mean, I still feel like, I feel like he's improving. But when you look at it, Zach Martin, when we see it, he's still, in my opinion, he's still an outstanding offensive lineman. Don't get me wrong, at any stretch of it. He hasn't, fall off a cliff or anything like that. He's still an unbelievable offensive lineman. But what we've seen of late is, especially in the run game, where he's supposed to be the guy to kind of fire off and, get that aggression out of you. Cats are either making a miss or, like we saw yesterday, Derek Brown, I believe, or Dwayne Brown, one of them, I forget his name. He was a former top 10 overall pick. Or just kind of throwing this guy aside. Like, those are things that we haven't seen from Zach Martin ever. So if going forward, I still believe he's, like I said, a top offensive lineman in the game. It's just like, man, are Cats going to try to start taking advantage of that? We'll see.
You know what's happening to you?
What's
happening to you?
What's happening?
Okay, so you know how great Floyd Mayweather is? Yeah. You know how great he is, right? And then you see him get hit with a punch. Right, and then you're like, wait,
what you used to be,
right? But see, that's the thought, right? That's the thought. You like, man, because you.
But this ain't one punch.
I'm saying,
this ain't one game.
No.
This ain't, man. It's one time.
No. My point is, you're not. Some people are so great, you're not used to seeing those type of reps from them.
That's true.
Even if it's happening more than once, it's like I ain't never seen that happen to that guy. Wait, he's human, right? He's human. Same thing. Tyron went through those issues of like, we were like, wait, that don't look like the same, 2011, 2012 Tyron. But those type of players, when they go watch that on film, then they feel a little way about it, and then hopefully you start to see that.
That is the worst thing about sports, man. When you watch a guy that was just like Michael Jordan for the Wizards, man. When
people don't even want to bring it to me.
I'm just telling you, when he's on the fast break by himself, and it was like, come on, he about to wag the tongue. No, he just laid the ball up. What just happened? It's the Figaro. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
And I get what you're saying, and I for one don't think that he has the cliff. He had the decline hadn't been. I mean, and thankful to have you. Please, God, we need 70.
Oh, 100%.
But just the effort, just him and the way that he's been dominating over the years, man. Maybe, hey, we just seeing a
little chink.
The percentage of great reps is going down a little. That's all. The percentage of great reps throughout a game of like usually 98% dominant.
Breaking somebody off.
Yeah. Right now you might be sitting at 94. But I did the one that you saw yesterday, like I saw it. I saw it yesterday. So I do know what you mean, but I don't. Tyron Smith's still out there balling. Okay?
He's doing his thing.
So I think Zach Martin gonna be okay. He gonna have a few of those reps, but I think when it come down when you need him, he gonna be all right though.
Let's take our last break and come back and ask the question, boy, are the Cowboys the big dogs in the NFC? Coming up next on the Players Lounge.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
'Tis the season for youth football and dance camps presented by Invisalign. Don't miss your chance to learn from the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and former NFL players at AT&T Stadium on, December 22nd and 23rd. Celebrate the holidays with the Cowboys. Register today at dallascowboys.com/camps.
They have my name in there?
No.
Oh, you just added.
December 22nd.
He would keep like you're not even supposed to be. Okay, I know that. I know I made a mistake on that. Okay, that's the only day we had available.
22nd.
Yeah, but that's all right. I'm gonna be tired on the 23rd. I'm gonna be there though because I gotta make sure my wife have a good time.
Man, you better
we might go to Regine's on Saturday.
Man, it's gonna be lit.
We do something.
Make the reservation.
Put on
early.
a suit, a tuxedo.
You gonna have to. Or you gonna be on them reviews. Man, they ain't let me in.
I know Barry Church.
That'll get you in. That's all you gotta say. Yeah, all right, man. Listen, this is man. It's been fun. We done had a good time these last two episodes, man. But I want to get to this talk about the Cowboys emerging. You got a little bit more hopium and a little bit more sugar in the Kool-Aid, BC. I had to ask this question.
You do?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Like I can't believe that you come out of the Carolina Panthers game
7-3.
No. I know you came out. I can't believe that you come out of that game watching the performance and feeling as confident as you do feel. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel confident that we are a good football team, but you sound like you about to start picking. For the first round bye and when we gonna host the NFC Championship.
He knows me so well.
Hey,
this has been a ramp up since the beginning of the season. I've been just slowly getting this whole thing together. I'm just saying 7-3 was where we need to be. I'm not gonna count them before they hatch, but I'm just saying, bro, this next couple games, we got a winnable game versus the Manders. Okay? Seattle, that's a winnable game. And you go into you come into Sunday, boy. Whoa!
And your feelings gonna be so.
Oh, it ain't gonna. No, it ain't.
They go out there and beat Kansas City tonight.
No, it ain't.
Your feelings gonna be.
No, it ain't.
So, side those. So, what are your thoughts when you talk about the Dolphins? Like what would you think about
good.
They look good. They just right?
They look good.
Would you say Would you say they should be the top dogs?
I think in the AFC right now, you cannot discount what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. They still top dogs to me.
Would you put the Dolphins in that?
I would say 1-2. I would put them in the 1-2.
The Dolphins better than the Ravens?
I'm mad. Would you put them the Butter Ravens and all that?
I'm putting them in the same class. I'm like 1, 2, 3.
They not even above Houston to me.
And I say
that. Now you tripping.
And I say that to say this: the Dolphins, I believe, they haven't beaten a team with a winning record. And it's the same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. They have yet to beat a team with a winning record. So how can we sit there and say they're the top dogs over a San Fran, a Philly, a Detroit?
Okay. So what is Detroit? What is Detroit? Detroit's what, 73?
They good.
And they have wins over teams that have winning records.
But you got to, look, you're making it too complicated for us. We can't win our games, then make our opponents good, too. I mean, we just win the games who we have. I mean, we've lost.
But you have those opportunities to play those teams.
We've lost. And now I think when you double down on the health part of it, wouldn't you say that we're relatively healthy right now?
Yes.
Going into a very important part of the season.
Yes.
And I think all of the things that you wanted in this team, especially in your defense, you're starting to, you can get behind that because defense travels. All right. You got a home field advantage that you're starting to work out. Your 12 wins straight at home. You hadn't seen that since you were winning Super Bowls. Hold on. Whoa, I'm not done.
Keep going.
And your offense with CeeDee Lamb, who is now, after 10 games, now has 1,000 yards receiving. I think you're seeing everything that you wanted to see in your team at this point in the season. And if there is a better team in the NFC than the Dallas Cowboys right now, it's just one.
Did our defense stop Philly?
It's just one.
Did our defense stop Philly?
You saw it. You've
No,
seen
no,
the San
no, no,
Francisco.
no, you said-
saw the 49ers go through their struggles. You've seen
And
what
they back.
this part of that. No.
So you would put the Cowboys above San Fran.
Don't y'all start with me, dog.
I'm asking you would put the Cowboys above San Francisco.
Dog, it's only one team better than us right now, and that's Philly.
Yeah, you see,
that's Philly,
and that's okay.
And that's based off of don't we judge it based off of the games that they done played? They done lost some games, so come on, why y'all not giving?
So you're discounting head to head?
They stomped you.
Look, one team better than us.
Stomped you out. Not even close.
One team better than us.
Not even. I'm talking about at least the playoff game.
Y'all trying to make us 3, and I'm not going to give us 3. I'm giving us 2. I'm giving us 2. I'm giving us 2.
And
we'll see him again.
That's your prerogative. That's okay.
And we'll see him again.
But no, I'm not agreeing with you on that. Until you beat them, and they still rolling like that.
Wait a minute. So all y'all saying is that Philadelphia and the 49ers are better than us.
I'm telling you that.
And who's
Detroit,
3 then?
Who's Detroit 3? Got up there too.
Are you saying that Detroit's better than us right now?
I'm saying right now I have more faith in what Detroit has done and can do in the season than what we have. I've seen their offense. I've seen them be able to win. Who beat Kansas City? Detroit. Who beat them? You just called them the top dogs in the AFC.
They beat them when they was getting their rings. Wasn't that the first game of the season, man?
When they beat them? Man. Was Patrick Mahomes playing or not?
I ain't trying to listen to that, man.
Was he playing?
Yeah, we 2 right now.
We 2. That's okay.
We
that's
2.
That's okay.
And you ain't bumping us down. You definitely not bumping us down to 4 over. Oh, come on. This is
beating Carolina and New York is not putting you over.
Patriots, Jets.
Yo, man.
Like they doing what they supposed to do.
Yes.
All the credit in the world. But when you talk about tiers and where guys is at, you got to put the head of heads in there.
Wait a minute. So let me make sure before we sign off here. You're telling me that the Dallas Cowboys right now, in your opinion, are the 4th best team in the NFC?
Yes.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Yes, based off watching the other teams and seeing what they've done, and then also the head-to-head matchups because we lost to the top 2.
I can't believe it.
First of all, a couple weeks ago we came in here and said, and you agreed that Detroit was better than us.
No, I didn't. You have to rewind the tape, Chris.
Oh, I'll bring it for you tomorrow. I'll bring it for you tomorrow. I'll bring it for you tomorrow.
Rewind the tape, Chris. Man,
you said it.
That was a down day.
Now we beat the Giants and the Panthers, and now all of a sudden things have changed.
He asked me that question after the Eagles lost. I was a little emotional. Man. I told y'all, man, I was a little touchy. Don't do it. Give me 24 hours. That's when you asked that question.
But you seriously think they better than San Fran right now?
Right now? Yeah. Right now,
a healthy San Fran, because you was talking about health, because now they healthy.
Now they just didn't they free safety just blow his ACL? So he's out for the season.
Offensively, they're healthy.
Wait a minute.
No,
I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm pointing out the obvious. You're trying to bust us down to 4, man. I'm not gonna let you do that.
That's okay.
That's okay.
My feelings not gonna be hurt.
Teachers off.
You the one, not my feelings. My feelings not gonna be, because I'm talking realistic. I'm being logical here. Your feelings the one you gonna be hurt. Just like when you picked the Jets to beat the Bills this weekend.
And why you gotta bring up old stuff?
Why
you gotta bring up old stuff? That's old stuff. See, right there, I was trying to separate from the pack. It just did. Boy, I tell you, why did I do that? But anyway, it's been a good show. I was hoping that we would be able to, end on a good note, but I sabotaged myself with that. They doing it. I cannot believe with Daron Bland. Y'all just said all this about Daron Bland. You just said all this about the bazooka. And then we 4. You putting. Anyway, all right. This has been fun, guys. We had a good time. Give me some dap. Give me some. Give me some. Come on, give me some. We'll be back tomorrow on the Players Lounge.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!